to me, the Giants hiring Matt Nagy is the equivalent of like somebody buying a Hellcat or a Challenger with a bunch of fucking miles on it,
Still look
and
nice though.
the payment is extremely fucking high, and now they just stuck with it. It's constantly in the shop. It won't run how it's supposed to. So now they just stuck with it. They pay, and they gotta pay on it for a couple years until they can afford to turn
You
it back
fucked
in
up,
or trade
dog.
out of it. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Two Peas in a Pod with Tim and Ryan. As always, I'm Tim. That's my dog, my brother, my main man, my right hand, my partner, Ryan, aka Frank Dank. He's can't say enough about that man right there, dog. He's to me one of the best co-hosts you could possibly ask for, and one of the best. He's the brother that I never got, even though I do have a little brother, but that man right there, he know what he mean to this motherfucking podcast, dog.
I love you too, Tim. You're a stand-up guy yourself. Tremendous human being. I hope to be more like you. Um,
You don't want to be what the fuck you want to be like me? You want to come fucking stand on roofs and build houses and fucking come home with splinters and scratches and wake up with bruises that you don't know where the fuck they came from. You don't be like me, brother.
it's the heart, brother. It's the heart.
I got you, man. I totally got you. But shit, man, yeah, as we was talking about before, bro, we're about 3 weeks away from football season, and the dark days are just about over, man. We got what, week 0 next week.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't give a damn who
Yes, sir.
I don't give a damn who's playing. I'm watching.
I'm watching. Yep. It's
Pre
gonna be New Mexico State and shit.
fucking San Jose State, but they always a pretty scrappy team. So
Yeah, decent.
either way, real football is back. So I'm excited to see it, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And the Miami Dolphins. Just like we did the last episode, we're gonna kick it off from worst to first. We're gonna start this one off with the New York Jets, who ended the year at 3-14 last year. Some key additions for the New York Jets. They get offensive coordinator Frank Reich, defensive coordinator Brian Duker, quarterback Geno Smith, safety Minka Fitzpatrick, defensive lineman David Onyemata, Joseph Asai at edge, Jason Sanders at kicker, Tim Patrick at wide receiver, Tavondre Sweat at defensive line, and Dylan Parham at offensive line. Some key departures for the Jets. Obviously, Justin Fields goes to the Kansas City Chiefs. Quarterback Tyrod Taylor, linebacker Quincy Williams, offensive lineman John Simpson, offensive lineman Elijah Vera-Tucker, edge rusher Jermaine Johnson, and kicker Nick Folk. They did get some pretty nice pieces in the draft to build on in the future. They got edge rusher David Bailey, tight end Kenyon Sadiq, wide receiver Omar Cooper, Cade Klubnik, and D'Angelo Pons at cornerback. Ryan, with all the draft picks and some of the key additions and departures with the New York Jets, what are you expecting 2026 to look like for this team?
The same shit. You know what I'm saying? I really don't expect anything, honestly. I feel kind of sad because my man Gino, I had to go back there. They traded Sauce. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the only thing you can talk about is Brees Hall. That's about it, man. If he can stay healthy, I mean, I hope he has a good season. I, I don't have anything interesting to say about the Jets.
um, I think I'm one of very few people that don't think. Let me rephrase that. I think the Jets may surprise a few people. I don't think they're gonna win this division or anything, but I think they have the pieces in place to get it probably 5 or 6 wins. And I think that they actually get an interception this year because they didn't record an interception at all in 2025. Obviously, this is Geno Smith's more than likely his last go round. I mean, he's coming back to where it all started, getting drafted by the New York Jets to begin his career and all. But if this is the last stop for Geno, I think he's set up pretty good. I do like the young offensive core that they've put together around him. I mean, Garrett Wilson is still there, obviously. Brees Hall is still there. And then they go get, the young tight end, Kenyon Sadiq, who had a really, really nice year at Oregon. And, I'm excited to see what Omar Cooper can be alongside of Garrett Wilson. What he was able to come in to this with the Indiana National Championship team last year and do. It was, I thought the Jets drafting him was I thought it was a pretty good fit. So I think the pieces are in place for Geno to, have a pretty decent year. I think it'd definitely be better than last year what he was dealing with in Vegas. I mean, it wasn't all on him. Like I said in the previous episode, Vegas was just a bad team. So I don't know if you can totally put that on Geno. And I mean, if all else fails, worst case scenario, you did draft Cade Klubnik, who had Klubnik, however the fuck you pronounce his name. They did draft, they did draft him out of Clemson. They did draft him, and he had a pretty decent career out of Clemson. So I think if all else does go well, I mean, if Geno's not really, if he's not performing up to what the Jets would consider his expectation or standard, go and sit him and see what you got with Cade Klubnik. You never know. I mean, he could be the future. He could be the franchise. But we all know the Jets are more than likely going to end up doing what they can to tank to get Arch.
He needs to have a good year, first of all.
I would wholeheartly agree.
And he needs to have a good year. So, but I don't think Arch is in a rush. I think even if he does have a good year, he'll come back.
If it all depends on where the Jets draft position is.
Oh, I'm going back to Texas. Or fuck it, I'm going to A&M.
Like what is going to happen is he's going to wait and see. He's going to wait and see whatever happens at the end of the next at the end of this year. Whatever draft position it is, if it's looking like the Jets, hey man, let me get that year back. That 1 year I can't. Yeah, let me get that back.
Let me get my eligibility back. Cause it's some bullshit.
you already know.
Shit, if J.R. Smith can go to college and get a scholarship to golf, I mean, anything's possible.
Yeah, especially with the way they're allowing these kids to stay in school for fucking and play football for 10, 11 years.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
we have a guy,
medical red shirts.
Didn't they have a guy that went to Miami? Didn't he last year? I think he was granted like his 9th year eligibility or something like that.
Yeah, and he went to Oregon and he got drafted this year, I do believe.
Yeah. I see.
So,
let's see
weird ass road to the NFL.
Yeah, I'm still wondering at what point are they gonna get a hold of this shit.
Oh, no. I mean, college is like the wild, wild west. It's always been like that. So
especially now.
They trying to police it kind of like how they trying to do with weed and stuff, but there's still some shit slipping through the cracks,
They gotta, work out all the kinks.
Yeah.
All right, next up, we have the Miami Dolphins, who finished the year 7-10 last year. The Miami Dolphins, they came in and cleaned house, man. They're complete different teams. Some key departures, obviously, they fired head coach Mike McDaniel. Wide receiver Tyreek Hill is no longer there. Wide receiver Jalen Waddle is no longer there. Minka Fitzpatrick left. One of the biggest ones, I don't even know if you can call it the biggest one because we all saw it coming. Tua is no longer the QB of the Miami Dolphins. Ifeatu Melifonwu and Ashton Davis. Some key additions for the Miami Dolphins. They did hire head coach Jeff Hafley, who was the defensive coordinator last year. They get offensive coordinator Bobby Slowick, who was the Texans' offensive coordinator last year. Wide receiver Tutu Atwell, one of the biggest ones and the most sought-after free agent quarterback in this year's free agent class. Malik Willis at QB, Bradley Pinion at punter, edge rusher David Ojabo, edge rusher Josh Uche, safety Lonnie Johnson, and safety Jalen Tolbert. They did get some pretty nice draft pieces. They drafted offensive lineman Caden Proctor out of Alabama. We all know what them Alabama offensive linemen are like. Linebacker Jacob Rodriguez, wide receiver Caleb Douglas, and wide receiver Chris Bell. Ryan, with everything, all the moving parts with the Miami Dolphins this offseason, what are you expecting 2026 to look like for the Dolphins?
I hope it's good because I really like Malik Willis. He really, did his thing being the backup coming in and saving seasons
Yeah.
last couple years. So now he gets to be the guy, and I feel like he has enough experience to do that. Um, what am I looking at here? Yeah, I mean, who is he even passing the ball to? They kept the running back. I see that, but who is he passing the ball to? And they
Yeah.
gave him a 3-year deal, which they're gonna give him a chance at least 2 years. So mm, I don't I don't know what to make of Miami right now because it's not this Miami we've been used to. High pace offense, no defense. So it'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah.
I think I think Malik Willis is going to prove that he belongs to be a starter in the NFL.
I back you up on that. I wholeheartedly agree. I do think them giving him an offensive coordinator, Bobby Slowick, who we're not gonna talk bad about CJ because I mean we're not gonna talk bad about CJ Stroud because CJ just flat out didn't have none of his all his wide receivers got hurt last year. But I do think by having Bobby Slowick as his offensive coordinator, I do think that helps him out tremendously. The biggest issue is just like you said, who the fuck is he gonna throw the ball to? I mean,
Yeah,
Devon Achane is still there, so he does have somebody to give it to out of the backfield to take a little bit of the pressure off of him. And honestly, I think this is a somewhat of an ideal situation for Malik Willis. I mean, you're going to a team that just cleaned house, so nobody's really expecting you have zero expectations. You know what? And
right, exactly.
you've proved that you are a worthy starter in this league. I mean, hell, after Jordan Love went down with the Packers, what was it, last year, the year before last, and Malik Will and when Jordan Love went down, everybody was saying that the Packers are done and they're not gonna make the playoffs. And Malik Willis came in, them couple weeks that he started, and it was like, oh, hold on, they might have something now. And what happened? Jordan Love rushed his ass back, like, yeah, no, this is still my starting job.
I'm good. I'm good, guys. Yeah, y'all just pay me the bag.
And
Not for the
especially
Kirk Cousins me.
and especially after what they did to him in Tennessee. I mean, his run in Tennessee was just like a man. Just take it. We don't even give a fuck. Just take it. So, and I think him developing more as as more more of a passer than just somebody that's a running QB. I don't see it going as bad as everybody thinks in Miami, but it ain't gonna be good. It ain't gonna be good. There is not one single wide receiver on this team that really fucking stands out to me. I mean, I've been hearing a lot about Caleb Douglas and what he's looked like in camp, and I'm also rooting for our St. Louis boy Kevin Coleman. Possibly win the slot or the third wide receiver role on this team. So, there's pieces there. We're just not familiar with them, and we ain't seen them yet.
Mhm.
But hey, Malik Willis, I'm rooting for you, brother. We both rooting for you. Go out there. You ain't got brother. Ain't nobody expecting you to win. Ain't nobody expecting you to, ain't nobody. They don't have any expectations out with this team. So you got paid, bro. Go up there and ball out. Go ball out.
Yeah,
Go make this team serviceable if you can, but just don't get hurt. Don't fuck up the future bag. That's all I can say for that team.
I agree.
All right, moving on to one of the teams that are, they've had quite the run of success the last, I want to say 6-7 years. The Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills ended the year 12-5 in 2025, lost in the playoffs to the Denver Broncos. A lot of people do believe that pick that Josh Allen threw was not, they don't think it was a pick, but completely different story. The Buffalo Bills are another team. A lot of movement this offseason, man. Some key departures. Obviously, head coach Sean McDermott was fired. They lose defensive coordinator Bobby Babich or Babick. I don't know how to. There's a couple different ways you can pronounce his last name, but I'm sure only one way is the right way. They get rid of. They lose cornerback Teron Johnson, edge rusher Joey Bosa, edge rusher AJ Espinosa, safety Taylor Rapp, offensive lineman David Edwards, wide receiver Brandon Cooks, safety Jordan Poyer, linebacker Shaq Thompson, and edge rusher Von Miller. Some key additions for the Buffalo Bills. One of the biggest ones, wide receiver DJ Moore, center Lloyd Cushenberry, edge rusher Mike Dana, safety Geno Stone, offensive lineman Austin Corbett, cornerback DJ Alford, cornerback CJ Gardner Johnson, They hired Joe Brady as the head coach, who was the offensive coordinator last year, and they hired Pete Carmichael as their offensive coordinator, who spent a lot of time with Drew Brees as his offensive coordinator. And they hired defensive coordinator Jim Leonard, who was a 10-year veteran at the safety position, and he spent a lot of time on that Denver defense last year. They did get edge rusher T.J. Parker from Clemson, safety cornerback Davison Igbenison. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, brother. I'm sorry. They drafted wide receiver Skylar Bell out of UConn and Caleb Elam's Orr. Ryan, why don't you go ahead and give me your opinion and your outlook, your prediction, what you think the Buffalo Bills should and will look like in 2025?
Well, you know how it is when you go from a defensive-minded head coach, now you got an offensive-minded head coach. So now I feel like, and I don't want to bring this team up, I'm talking about the Bills, but to make this point, it's going to be kind of like them Kansas City teams where they were just so reliant on the offense, like scoring points and stuff like that. DJ Moore is a good pickup, but is he a one? You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
been a question for a while.
is he a one? So, um, they did pretty good without homie Diggs that's now with Washington. So I'm gonna say it's gonna be the same success in terms of the regular season, but different. You know, I don't think they're gonna be as dominant on defense. I'm not saying that their defense is gonna be piss poor horrible, but I feel like it's gonna be a more offensive driven football team. And when you got Josh Allen at quarterback, it's always a possibility of getting that W, especially in the regular season.
I like that. I like that, man. Um, I do expect Buffalo's offense to still be pretty consistent. I mean, like you said, as long as they got Josh Allen, they always going to be a team that, they're always going to be considered a Super Bowl favorite. And I mean, especially after, what James Cook's been able to do the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
The defense is definitely in question. I mean, they lose some guys that have been there for quite some time. And I mean, with especially Von Miller leaving, he wasn't that much of a factor in Buffalo, but I mean, it's still Von Miller. You know what I mean? Jordan,
Right.
you had losing a guy like Jordan Poyer, who's been in Buffalo forever, been in Buffalo forever. So it's going to be a lot of new faces, on that defense. So that may take some time, getting adjusted. I will say though, I do love that they kept a little bit of familiarity. I mean, Josh Allen has a really good relationship with Joe Brady, so
Yes.
promoting him from offensive coordinator to head coach, I do think it would be a pretty smooth transition. Not to mention I was a really big fan of Pete Carmichael with all his years that he spent in New Orleans with Drew Brees, because he was, even though Drew Brees never won an MVP, which arguably he should have, he was able to really draw up some stuff for Drew Brees, and he kept him, even in his last couple of years when he wasn't able to really push the ball down the field like that. He still schemed up a pretty good fucking offense for Drew Brees. Now I do want to say this. With as much as they've had to, lean on James Cook the last 2 years, especially last year, he is, getting that forbidden word age. He is kind of getting up there in age a little bit. And then if you Keon Coleman, bro, this kind of your last, they drafted you to be the guy in Buffalo, and you have not shown the ability to do that. There's flashes, and there's been a couple flashes here and there, but I mean, it's put up a shut up time, bro. Yes. I got a lot of faith in you. I know what you can do and what you can be, and I'm rooting for you. But you got to go out there and prove it.
I mean, when he got drafted, I'm like, this is a possession guy. But don't try to put all, because they just lost Diggs and they trying to. Okay, but we'll see. I mean, with Joe Brady, you can go back to LSU. That one crazy year they had and they won it all. It was, but I mean, Dan, you had Jefferson, you had Chase, Randy Moss's son. We can go on a tangent about all that. But yeah, Joe Brady calling plays, this should be all right. But we're definitely going to see how the defense is and how Keon Coleman is, because really offense really didn't change.
No. Not really.
So
It's the same
yeah,
pieces there. Khalil Shakir is still there. James Cook still there. Dawson Knox, Dalton Kincaid. They still a lot of familiarity on the defense. Is just the person who it's the same car, just a different driver.
exactly.
That's pretty much what it is. But I mean, it's Buffalo, and I mean, as long as you got Josh Allen there, there's no reason that Buffalo shouldn't be a playoff team.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Now let's get now. I want to talk about this one.
Yes, sir. Let's talk about it then, man. We got the New England Patriots, who ended the year 2025 14-3 and lost in the Super Bowl to the Seattle Seahawks. Some key departures for the New England Patriots. They do lose wide receiver Stephon Diggs, tight end Austin Hooper, offensive lineman Garrett Bradbury, edge rusher Anthony Jennings, and edge rusher Clevon Chasen. Some key additions for the New England Patriots. A.J. Brown at wide receiver, defensive lineman Draymond Jones, safety Kevin Byard, offensive lineman James Hudson, Elijah Vera-Tucker, and they do get wide receiver Romeo Doubs. In the draft, they did get Caleb Lomu, I guess that's how you pronounce his name, edge rusher Gabe Yakis, and tight end Eli Raradon. Ryan, I know you couldn't wait to talk about this team. Give me your prediction and outlook as to what the New England Patriots should be and could be in 2026.
I can see them being a playoff team, but I mean, they did play a losing team schedule last year, so that helped their success. Now you're gonna be playing a winning team schedule, so we're gonna see the maturation process of Mr. Drake May. Was that just a fluke year, or are you actually that prominent at wide receiver? And I really truly felt like you got rid of one receiver and you got the same exact problem in another one. Now, now I was one of the people where I feel like he really wasn't that much of a cancer in the locker room until that season progressed. And then you just start seeing shit on the field. So it's gonna be real. It's gonna be real interesting to see how is he gonna act when it's a game where he's not getting the ball. 17 games is gonna be a couple where yo, I was open. What's up? And I'm not trying to read too much into it, but this is still a defensive led team. You know what I'm saying? They just had a quarterback that didn't turn the ball over and made the right play. So if he can continue what he did last year and, grow on that, we'll see. This going to be this is third year, right?
Yes, it's their year.
Okay, well, we'll see. I mean, it wasn't a sophomore slump. That was his first year playing.
First year, but yeah.
Yeah, first full year. So now, I mean, you could almost pretty much call it this the sophomore year. So
Yeah.
I'm very interested to see what's going to happen and be watching the AFC East real close this year.
Yes, we will. As long as Mike Vrabel's there, I do think that New England is going to be a consistent playoff team. Mike Vrabel's defensive-minded head coach. He brings the same coaching in place. He brings the same coaching style that he had in Tennessee to New York, to New England. And I think New England is a much more polished team and much more polished organization. And he inherited a good situation last year as opposed to what he had to deal with in Tennessee. I mean, in Tennessee, he had Marcus Mariota. That didn't work out. And then they brought in Ryan Tannehill and he pretty much extended the career. Well, yeah, Derrick Henry. But he brought in Ryan Tannehill, and until Ryan Tannehill was able to work up to what we thought he was going to be in Miami, Derrick Henry pretty much carried that team. He don't really have that problem here in New England. I mean, Drake May has shown that he could be a damn good quarterback in this league. And, he has plenty of weapons around him. He does have plenty of weapons around him to do it. I mean, Travion Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson, I think that is a hell of a 1-2 punch out the backfield. But piggybacking off of what you said with the wide receivers, you get rid of a diva wide receiver, and you bring in not one, but you bring in two guys who they're not necessarily divas off the field, but they're divas on the field. Both of these guys, and I'm talking about A.J. Brown and Romeo Doubs, both of these guys wanted out of the teams that they were on because they complained about not getting targets. Now you put both of these guys on the same teams. It's only one football. There's only so many targets that either one of you guys can get. And this was a decent wide receiver core before these guys got there. So I don't know how the fuck you're gonna keep both of them happy, but that is definitely an interesting dynamic to pay attention to. I do think I think the defense is still gonna be great. Christian Gonzalez, fucking stud. Can't say enough about him. There are no holes in his game. But I think New England, I still think they're gonna be a good team, but like you said, let's cut the bullshit. Let's be honest. You guys played a losing team schedule because you were really fucking bad the year before, and you took, and it worked in your favor. You took advantage of it all the way, and you got lucky in the AFC Conference Championship game. I mean, whether you think so or not, Bo Nix injured his ankle. You had an easy road to the Super Bowl. Is it your fault? No, it's not. You guys just played the hand you were dealt. You won all the games that you were supposed to. So props to you, but you guys are going to play 7 teams with a winning record. 8 if you count the Buffalo Bills twice. So I'm expecting a couple more losses on the record, but I'm still expecting New England Patriots to be a pretty good team. And one more thing, Will Campbell really got exposed last year in the Super Bowl. Really, he kind of had that problem all year, but because New England was pretty damn good and made it all the way to the Super Bowl, they were kind of able to hide it a little bit. When he got put on the national stage, and that was the only football game on TV, it really showed the holes and weaknesses in this game. So I really do hope that he got in the lab in the offseason and worked on some things. This is me. And this is not me trying to bash Will Campbell. It was just, bro, it was on for public display. So that's definitely something else to keep an eye on.
It was interesting.
it was pretty bad. But I mean, after we just got done talking about all 4 of these teams, who do you think wins the AFC East next year?
Okay, obviously it's a 2-team race. I'm gonna say my mind is saying New England, but my gut is saying Buffalo. So, yeah, I feel like it's a resurgence. Josh Allen's going to do Josh Allen things, get a chance to see, Joe Brady's mind. I call him NFL Lincoln Riley.
I like
that. Yeah, so I'm going to go Buffalo, but I will not be surprised if New England wins it again because I feel like right now they have, like you said, better polished team, better polished organization, and I feel like they have the better defense.
I'm with you on
that. And the better quarterback.
I think it's Buffalo's. I think it's Buffalo's division to take, and I mean it's. Like I said, New England got lucky with an easy schedule last year, and no fault to them. They they played the hand they was dealt, and they did what they were supposed to. But I do think Buffalo's coming back to reclaim that crown next year. Yeah, they've played way cup. They've been there way more times. They played way tougher competition. So I don't. And they got fucking Josh Allen.
and that and the experience, some of the shit you just can't teach. You know what I'm saying? You got a fairly young quarterback. There's some coverages he still ain't figured out yet. You know what I'm saying?
Especially with you playing a losing team schedule, brother. Like they know how you play, motherfucker. They know how you play.
I can't wait for week 1. Oh my God.
You and me both, brother. You and me both.
I can't wait. I'm so excited about Minnesota. Kyler been looking good all summer, man. But damn, bro, you got to play Caleb. You got to play Love.
Save it, man.
You got to play nigga, shit, and Green Bay. And you right. You right.
We gonna talk about them next week to be exact.
You right. Cool. I gotta get a fucking Vikings hat now. Ugh.
Get you some purple.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Next up, we have what I like to call Ryan's favorite division. We got the NFC East. And as like we've been doing, we're gonna kick this one off going worst to first. First up, we have the New York Giants, ended the year 14-3 in 2025.
Good God. 13-3 and 3-14.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We have the New York Giants who ended the year 4-13 in 2025. Some
Okay.
key departures for this team. They lose defensive lineman Dexter Lawrence, quarterback Russell Wilson retires. They lose offensive lineman James Hudson, Raheem Nunez Roquez, wide receiver Wandale Robinson, and
Hell
offensive
of a
lineman
name.
Austin Schlottman. Some key additions for this team, and they actually had some pretty good additions. They linebacker Tremaine Edmonds, wide receiver Darnell Mooney, defensive lineman DJ Reader, safety Ardarius Washington, cornerback Greg Newsome, defensive lineman Shelby Harris, fullback Patrick Ricard, safety Jason Pinnock, tight end Isaiah Likely, wide receiver.
Yeah, I just read that. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Damn.
Of course, head coach John Harbaugh takes over and hire offensive coordinator Matt Nagy, which I got opinions about that. And wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. comes back home where it all started.
All 7 games.
Then in the draft,
that's fucked up. I'm sorry.
No, you fine, brother. They did get edge rusher Arvell Reese, who I've been seeing. He's been wreaking havoc against NFL offensive linemen. Offensive lineman Francis Magoa, cornerback Colton Hood, and wide receiver Malachi Fields. Ryan, I know how much you love talking about all the teams in this division. What do you think, and what is your prediction as to what the New York Giants could and should be in 2026?
Shit. Hold on. Let me. All right, hold on. Who won the division last year? Was
Eagles.
it? They repeated. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the first team in like damn near 30 years to repeat.
Yeah.
NFC East. And they gonna do it again this year. Because all this shit, you got Matt Nagy. Didn't he coach defense at one point?
That I'm not sure. I gotta
Wait,
look that up.
okay, well, who was he the head coach of?
So he was the head coach of the Bears for a couple of years when they had Justin Fields, and he was the offensive coordinator Chiefs last year.
No, and the 2 years, the back-to-back years too.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how the fuck. I mean, you really saw
3 years.
You really saw the last year. I'm like, yeah, bro, you need time for you to go ahead and get the fuck up on out of here. But all right, anyway, all this shit right here, just like the Jets, it's something going on in the stadium. I don't know if it's a horde of black cats that's having babies around the clock, like clockwork. Likely though, that is a good pickup though. I like that one. I'm kind of mad he's not in Baltimore still, but whatever. Yeah, this is the Jackson Dart experiment. This is what this is, and I hope he realizes he's playing in the NFL, and he needs to get down on the ground. That's all I gotta say about that. New York has nice colors and things like that. Do I see this team doing anything significant? I am not gonna count out my man Harbaugh. You know what I'm saying? Say what you want, but there's a reason why he was in Baltimore down there 20 years. Okay, it's the reason why he was over there. So I don't know if this is going to be the year. I mean, you did get Dexter Lawrence. No, you traded him. You drafted the linebacker, and then you know, 5, 6 wins. You know, the ceiling is like 9 or 10.
Ain't mad at that.
That's the ceiling, but that means Dart is baller.
Yeah,
that's what that means. So, unfortunately, I've watched a decent amount of Jackson Dart, and he was nice. You know, he was nice at Ole Miss. He was nice. I can't say nothing else. He was nice. It shit beat my Sooners anyway. I'm gonna reserve my comment on their season because I do love John Harbaugh.
I like that. So when it was announced that the Giants were hiring John Harbaugh as their head coach, I along with all the other moves that they made in the offseason, bro, I'm not even a Giants fan, but bro, I was so excited for,
But that might be the one.
I was so excited to, see what the Giants could be. I mean, I figured John Harbaugh was walking into a really good situation. You got what was possibly a young stud QB in Jackson Dart. You got Cam Scatterboo, who runs angry like a little badass kid. And if Malik Neighbors can stay healthy, I mean, we saw he was turning into one of the best wide receivers in the league. So, I'm definitely hoping he can, get back to what he was. And then bringing Isaiah Likely with you, we all know what he was to Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. I mean, I got to see it live because he almost broke my heart in Pittsburgh. But the one thing that really turns me off about the New York Giants was when they hired Matt Nagy.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, bro, it was just like, it's like when you go look at a house and like everything looks good. You love the kitchen, you love the bathroom, and then like you go to one room or one spot in the house and it's like, what the, can we get this without that? Like,
did someone die right there? What the fuck?
The Giants, bro, to me, the Giants hiring Matt Nagy is the equivalent of like somebody buying a Hellcat or a Challenger with a bunch of fucking miles on it.
Still look nice though.
The payment is extremely fucking high. And now they just stuck with it. It's constantly in the shop. It won't run how it's supposed to. So now they just stuck with it. They pay, and they gotta pay on it for a couple years until they can afford to turn it back in or break out of it. That's what I'm making of the Matt Nagy hire. And but if it wasn't for Matt Nagy getting high, if it was not for the Matt Nagy hire, bro, I swear to God, I would have the New York Giants as a playoff team. But I like everything else outside of Matt Nagy. Let's just put it that way.
He might have learned some shit, man. I'm not gonna count him. I don't know.
I'm also hoping to see a little bit of maturity out of Abdul Carter. I mean, I'm not gonna say he didn't flash last year, but it's like he dealt with some locker room shit that I'm not gonna get off. I'm not gonna get off into, but it's like he was a hell of a talent. He was a hell of a talent at Penn State, but it just don't seem like it carried over to the Giants. Now, I don't know if that's a maturity issue, him going from a college locker room to an NFL locker room where you're around a bunch of grown ass men with kids and shit like that. But I'm hoping he can take it to the next level.
But you know what it is with that Penn State shit, when you wear that number and you play there and you play good, you know.
Yeah.
Some of that residue is still on you when you get to the NFL. Nigga, if you balling like Micah, I wouldn't say shit.
Yeah.
But nigga, okay.
All right. Next up, we have the Washington Commanders, who ended 2025 at 5-12. Some key departures for the Washington Commanders. Offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury. Wide receiver Deebo Samuel.
They fired him?
Who that? Cliff?
No, he took a head coaching job somewhere, didn't he?
No, he took the head coach. He took the offensive coordinator job in Las Vegas.
He was tired of that weather. He's a West Coast down south nigga. I don't like this. It's cold over here, man.
But yeah, some more key departures. Wide receiver Deebo Samuel, offensive lineman Tyler Biotish, linebacker Bobby Wagner, cornerback Marshawn Lattimore, edge rusher Von Miller, cornerback Jonathan Jones, and cornerback Noah Igbenogany. Some key additions for this Commanders team. One of the biggest ones, and this was announced a few weeks to a month ago. Wide receiver Stephon Diggs, cornerback Amik Robertson, edge rusher Charles Omenihu, edge rusher Clemon Chasson, defensive lineman Tim Settle, running back Jerome Ford, cornerback Rasul Douglas, running back Rashad White, linebacker Leo Chenal, cornerback Fabian Moreau, and tight end Chig Okronko. In the draft, they did get the star linebacker out of Ohio State, Sonny Styles, wide receiver Antonio Williams, and running back Katron Allen. Ryan, what are you making of this Washington Commanders team, and what do you think they should and could look like in 2026?
Man, you know how I feel about some LSU players, but I mean, I fuck with Jaden though, man. It was just like I was saying about Dart. You need to get down, son.
Yeah.
You need to get down because of what he had the knee injury, then the elbow injury, then he hurt something else. It's just like he could never stay healthy. Then like the offensive line, they turned into shit last year. It's when they got that film on you, boy, they throwing some different stuff at you. But I feel like then they just signed Diggs too.
Yeah.
And then why they renege on uh buddy that was on the foot, Ayuk.
Yeah.
They reneged on him. I was like, bro, we ain't finna give you no money. I mean, but they would have got him for nothing because he's still on that contract with them.
Yep.
So then he already bought the house. I'm not trying to get caught up in that tangent. This is a prove it year. I can't really say it's a prove it year for Jaden Daniels, but it kind of feels like that. Now you got another offensive coordinator. Okay, now you got somebody to go with Scary Terry. But now you gotta manage that ego and stuff. And this is not like Jaden Daniels and went to the NFC Championship game last 2 years, so he got some experience like that. He's still trying to figure some stuff out too. So, and Diggs is kind of like at that point in his career where you're starting to get on the other side of that hill.
Yeah.
So, I'm really interested to see that dynamic between Diggs and Daniels. And how it's gonna go.
I like that. I like that. I really don't know what to make of this Washington Commanders team. I mean, I do love the addition of Stephon Diggs to go alongside the Terry McLaurin. Still got questions at the running back position. I mean, I know Krosky Merritt. I know he was a name, and he had some bright spots last season. But the Austin Eckler thing, I think they were kind of in over their head with that. I think he was more. I definitely think Austin Eckler was more of a system guy, and it didn't transition over in Washington. I do like I do like Katron Allen if he can find a way to get a start a committee role or something. I do think that he has the possibility to take over the lead back role in this Washington offense. And for Jaden Daniels, I second what you said. Like, bro, this the NFL. You got to get down. You got to slide. Like you don't have to get the extra. It's nice to get the extra yards, but get out of bounds. Fall down.
Finish the game too.
Learn how to slide. I do like that he did. I do like that he did listen to his body, and Washington pretty much made him like, all right, we saw this a couple years. We saw this about 10 years ago. Sit your ass down. Like sit down. We would love to have you out there, but we have to take you are our investment, and we have to protect our investment. Sit your ass down. We will play you when we feel like you are fully healthy and fully ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
I do wonder what losing offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury will do to Jaden, because I was very high on him coming out of college. Do have a lot of questions about the defense. I mean, Frankie Louvu is still there, but I think the defense, and even when they went to the AFC Conference Championship game, I think defense was still an area of concern for Washington. Yeah. So I'm just hoping Jaden and this offense can bounce back, because last year was it just went bad very quickly, like very, very, very quickly. That's all that was.
Did you watch the? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Did you watch the QB?
I have
documentary on Netflix.
I have been watching it.
Man, bro, it was about week 5, 6. It was looking like, damn, bro.
Yeah, like, where the fuck that? But you did call that shit last year, because you said he was like when we was talking about the Commanders last year. It's like, all right, don't expect this little skinny motherfucker to be running around like that again.
Hey, man, okay, we got a whole year of film on you, buddy. We know your tendencies, what you like to do, which side of the ball you like to make these throws on, all that. Okay, bro. That's
Jaden Daniels, if you somehow see this, come have a seat. Brother, Jaden Daniels, we do appreciate and love what you did at LSU, but bro, you ain't do a whole lot to be acting that way, brother.
That's Michael Penix Heisman.
You motherfucker, you acting like you went to the college football playoff and won a national championship. Joe Burrow didn't even act like that. And let's be honest, you got that motherfucking Heisman because Caleb Williams started playing like shit the last couple weeks of the goddamn season. I can't even say he played like shit. USC just lost a couple games, which knocked Caleb Williams out of the fucking Heisman lead. That is the only reason why you won that Heisman. So if this is true, the way you've been acting about fucking LSU and them giving you worried about the wrong shit. And you ain't really doing enough at LSU for you to be acting like that.
You need to make sure number 5 get retired in Washington, nigga. Like that's what you need to be thinking about. Like they already named your high school field after you and all that. But no, that was Michael Penix's Heisman.
You know, I would agree.
Not to get off topic or anything, but yeah.
Well, I know the exact thing to get you on topic.
Oh,
We gonna talk about and so I like to call this is Ryan's segment. We have next up the Dallas Cowboys, who ended the year at 7-9-1 in 2025. Some key departures for the Dallas Cowboys: Osa Odigizua on the defensive line, edge rusher Dante Fowler, offensive lineman Robert Jones, edge rusher Jadeveon Clowney, defensive lineman Solomon Thomas,
and they got Vaughn too.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't that have been crazy like 7 years ago?
Yeah, right. That's on the additions though. But yeah, they do lose a wide receiver Jalen Tolbert. They fired defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer. They let go of Kenneth Murray, linebacker Logan Wilson, and safety Donovan Wilson. Some key additions for the Dallas Cowboys: edge rusher Rashawn Gary, safety Jalen Thompson, safety PJ Locke, defensive lineman Jonathan Bullard, offensive lineman Matt Hennessy, cornerback Kobe Durant, cornerback Darion Kendrick, edge rusher Tyrus Wheat, linebacker D Winters, and as we just were talking about, edge rusher Von Miller. In the draft, they did get the safety out of Ohio State Caleb Downs, edge rusher out of Michigan Malachi Lawrence, linebacker Jayshawn Barham, and offensive lineman LT Overton out of Alabama. Ryan, this is your segment. I know how much you love talking about the Cowboys. Take off, brother. What do you think the Cowboys are going to look like in 2026?
Okay, before I make my initial point, didn't Dak like post like some cryptic shit like Dame Lillard did when he left Portland?
I think that was more so geared towards the wife, or when he when he was supposed to get married or something. I think that's more so what that was towards.
Okay, all right. Well, fuck that then. All right, so this is the circle of the Dallas Cowboys. They get bad, get really, really good in the draft, overpay those players, get back bad. We're in between overpaying those players and getting back bad. This can go two ways. Either it's going to be some typical Dallas Cowboy shit where, you know, they winning games, but it's like, okay, they get in the playoffs, get their ass whooped. But what if it changes? What if they finally put it all together and get to the promised land? Well, you ain't got to worry about that. It's not going to happen. The Dallas Cowboys are the same fucking team they was last year, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. All this fucking hype. Everybody's so pressed on the fucking Cowboys. Oh, if the Cowboys go on a 5 or 6 game winning streak, we're going to be hearing about Dallas this, Dallas that, Dallas that. Fuck Dallas, okay? All right? Dallas is the same clusterfuck that it is always been. And it's only going to change when Jerry Jones is not making player personnel decisions, okay? And another motherfucking thing, that franchise and Pickens, okay. I mean, we need CD to ball out though. That's what we need. We need him to continue to keep balling on out. It sucks. I have to watch these niggas because I can see my nigga play, and then last year he was coming at his ass because he became the highest paid wide receiver and blah 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 blah. I'm going off on a tangent. Overall, shit, I don't know. Either they gonna make the playoffs or be ass making the playoffs. It's Dallas. It's Dallas. You never know. You never know. Okay, this is probably a year where they be all right. You know, probably second wild card team type shit. I don't got them winning the fucking division. I mean, but Dallas has surprised you and done that shit too. You just don't know. Yeah. Only thing I do know is the Super Bowl is not in their future. Oh my God. Okay. Tim, take it away.
So I don't usually do this very often when I don't usually disagree with you whenever we talk about the Dallas Cowboys, but I'm gonna have to disagree with you on some stuff for the simple reason. When I look at what Dallas was last year, like they were second overall in total yards, and I think at one point Dak was in MVP conversations. And I mean, Javonte, Well, and then Javonte Williams was, he had a hell of a comeback year last year, worked his way into a contract. But the one thing that Dallas couldn't do, and Jerry Jones understood that, which is why he went, went all out to try to build up the defense this offseason. Dallas's defense couldn't fucking stop a goddamn nosebleed. Dallas couldn't stop shit last year. And I think Jerry Jones, he finally understood, this is one of the first times that I can honestly say Jerry Jones understood the assignment. Jerry Jones did everything he could to try to bolster up this defense because that was literally the only fucking area of concern. And when you really look at this Dallas defense and even look at certain positions on the offense, but on the defense, Dallas has depth everywhere. Dallas has depth at linebacker. They got depth at linebacker. They got depth at edge rusher. They got depth in the defensive backfield. The defensive backfield for once. And I mean, there's still and always will be questions about Javonte Williams' health. But even if Javonte Williams can't stay healthy, they still got Jaden. They still have Jaden Blue, who had a fantastic career at fucking Texas as a running back, to waiting to take over the helm. Now, as long as CD and George Pickens can stay healthy and they ball out, I see no reason why the Dallas Cowboys can't at least make the playoffs and be in the running to win this division. But it's very easy to make. Dak is a damn good quarterback. I think Dak is a pretty good quarterback. It's just easy to talk shit about him and fucking, we like to laugh and talk about him because he played for the Cowboys, and we all know the Cowboys they're gonna do the same shit that they've been doing. I don't know. It might be a different year for Dallas, but I do like what they did in the offseason. I do like the free agents that they signed. I love their draft picks, and with everything that Dallas did in the offseason, they are primed for a first round exit once again.
Tim, I think I don't know the stat off the top of my head, but I want to say Dak has played in at least 5 or 6 playoff games.
Yeah.
And has 2 wins.
Yeah, and they both came in the wild card round.
Yeah, and then who also got 2 playoff wins, and it was their first time ever in the playoffs? Drake May.
Yeah, you right.
Josh Allen has more playoff wins than Dak Prescott.
Lamar Jackson got more playoff. I think Lamar Jackson got more playoff wins than Dak Prescott.
And neither one of these niggas have ever seen a Super Bowl. No one has, actually. Okay.
I just like when I look at everything Dallas did in the offseason, in free agency, it's just like, bro, they're bringing back pretty much the same offense, but they just bolstered up a defense that was, bro, the Dallas defense was just fucking, bro, 32nd in points allowed, 32nd in pass yards allowed, 30th overall, 23rd in rush yards allowed, and just 30th overall in yards allowed in general. But their offense was second overall. The offense was putting up numbers. Defense just couldn't fucking stop nobody.
Man, that was without CD fucking Lamb.
Yeah.
That was, who they coach? Marty?
No, yeah, Schottenheimer.
Well, we'll see how that goes.
And last but not least, to round out the East and West divisions of the East divisions of the NFC and the AFC, we have the Philadelphia Eagles who won the AFC. We have the Philadelphia Eagles who won the NFC East last year, and they lost in the divisional round, the wild card round of the playoffs to the San Francisco 49ers. Some key departures for the Eagles. Obviously one of the biggest ones, wide receiver AJ Brown, edge rusher Aziz Ojulari, safety Reed Blankenship, edge rusher Josh Uche, offensive lineman Matt Pryor, linebacker Nakobe Dean, and linebacker Ben Van Sumeren. Some key additions for the Eagles: cornerback Jonathan Jones, defensive lineman Jonathan Greenard, wide receiver Hollywood Brown, edge rusher AJ Espinosa, wide receiver Dontavian Wicks, and cornerback Tariq Woolen. They did get Mekhi Lemon and Eli Stowers in the draft. Ryan, what are your expectations, and what do you think that the Eagles could and should be in 2026?
I mean, you already got Devontae, so I'm trying to question the Hollywood pickup. Do they still think he's a deep threat? I mean, damn, Hollywood, you didn't play with Lamar. You didn't play with Kyler. You didn't play with Pat. Now you finna play with Jalen. So you can't say you played with shitty quarterbacks ever in your career thus far. But he on his last motherfucking leg. But as far as the Eagles, I see them repeating. I see them three times. You still got Saquon, you still got Slim Reaper, you still got Jalen Hurts, you still got the tush push. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's beautiful to see another Oklahoma addition to the team, but I mean, yeah. Then they just pay old boy from Georgia.
Jalen
The
Carter.
lineman,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
Jalen, that Phillips leaving, that kind of sucked. I'm like, damn, but shit, he had to go get the bag. I ain't mad at him. Carolina, they decent, but yeah, I see it being the same shit, and it's gonna be kind of gritty, kind of ugly, but they still win.
I see it being a little bit better than last year. I do think Philly and Dallas are going to be battling it out for the NFC West crown next year. I think one of the biggest things is you
East.
finally get what is considered a cancer out of the locker room. I mean, there's been rumors that I'm not going to say rumors, but there's been reports that Jalen is, he's in a better mood this season, this upcoming season. And for Jalen, it kind of sucks because he's getting another offensive coordinator, has to learn a new offense
Again.
again. And I think one of the biggest things that really hurt them last year was just Saquon couldn't do what he did in the previous year whenever they won the Super Bowl. So it really forced they really forced them to have to lean on Jalen. And I don't think that whatever offensive coordinator was run, I don't really think it fit Jalen. Now I will say, I like the young kid Mekhi Lemon out of USC. I think him and Devontae are, I think they may be battling for targets. I do think that obviously Devontae Smith, he's been there, he's the veteran, a little more polished. Mekhi Lemon is, he's just flat out raw talent. Flat out raw talent. I think it may be he may make it a little wild and make some, very errant, irresponsible decisions, but I do think that they are still set at wide receiver. I also like the Dontavian Wicks pickup. He was when they wasn't dealing with Romeo Dobbs' attitude, and when Christian Watson and Jaden Reed couldn't stay healthy, he was a pretty consistent target in Green Bay. So I do like that pickup. Do have some questions about the defense because they did lose, losing Reed Blankenship. Been there. He's been there for a minute. Nakobe Dean, he was somewhat. He never really. I don't think he really reached his full potential, what he was supposed to be, but he was still a pretty good player. But I think as long as Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis is there, I think that they're going to anchor that defense. And Quinyon Mitchell on the outside, Cooper DeJean. I think the Eagles. I think they'll be a playoff team for sure. They'll be a playoff team. Maybe they may have one or two more wins, but I do think that we'll see. I do think that for sure we will see the Eagles in the playoffs in 2026, 2027.
Can't disagree with you, brother.
And another thing, can we please stop with the Jalen Hurts slander? I get it. He may not have the sexiest stats. He may not do all the things that the other quarterbacks do. But since he's taken over in Philly, all he's done is win. He's been to two Super Bowls in the last He's been to two Super Bowls in the last 4 years.
Only real argument, yeah. Only real argument you can say right now is that he plateaued.
Yeah,
but that's 1 year.
Yeah, I mean he's been to two Super Bowls in the last 4 years. Won one of them. Won the MVP in one of them. When a best player couldn't do anything in the Super Bowl, he had to step up and he had to do it on the biggest stage, and he shined bright in that moment. I get it. He's not. He may not have the most eye-popping stats, but he's a winner, whether you like it or not. It may be ugly. It may not be the way that we would want him to win, but he wins. He wins
everywhere he goes.
So let's just stop with the Jalen Hurts slander, bro. Because me personally, I'm getting kind of tired
of it. I think the reason why he gets so much of the slander is because of the success everywhere he's played. But it's like, for everybody's gonna make mistakes, but sometimes he do be having some throws like, what the fuck, nigga?
Yeah.
But nigga, that bro, I've been a fan of Jalen Hurts since their first Alabama game where they played against Louisville. That was right after. Yeah, that was right after Lamar Jackson got drafted.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been a fan of Jalen Hurts since then. So, or was that 15? That might have been 15. It might have been full of Lamar got there. Anyway, Louisville. Remember that was the first game.
Alabama's had so many fucking quarterbacks and they've had such a reign of dominance. I forget who played what year. I just know they played at Alabama.
Okay, you got Bryce, you got Tua, you got
Jalen.
No, that's an Oklahoma quarterback, brother.
Well, I'm just saying before it was Tua, it was Jalen.
No, nigga. When they call your motherfucking name on draft day, it's the last school you played.
I will say, I think Jalen became a trendsetter at Alabama because before Jalen, they wasn't really a big fan of like mobile quarterbacks.
Well, they got exposed because in that national championship game, and they threw two in there and they won. They didn't even have a quarterbacks coach.
Yeah, I do remember that.
What the fuck? Y'all win a national championship, you don't have a quarterbacks coach, but like that forced Nick Saban, okay, well, I gotta get an athletic quarterback, gotta get a quarterback that can spin the ball. Because as much as I like to run the ball, the game is evolving. So
Yeah.
we gotta evolve with it if we want to continue to be successful.
Yeah. I mean, they're still successful, but they're just they not the Bama that we've been used to seeing.
Just wish we would have got one more game, go outside against them.
Yeah. we hopefully we'll get that one back. Hopefully we get that one back.
Man, that's the fucking gauntlet, dog. Then you got Michigan,
Georgia, Texas,
Ole Miss, Texas A&M. And like half them games that this name is 11 o'clock games. What the fuck, nigga?
Yeah.
That's why we left the motherfucking Big 12 to get away from that shit. What the fuck? What's going on? Nigga, on the East Coast time, that Michigan game was at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, trust me. I'm not too excited about it either.
Nigga, that's my first day to just... I gotta get right back to fuck up. That's time I get up and go to fucking work.
And it might be it might not be no more late nights for you on Fridays for a while. Like, bro, I gotta go to sleep. I gotta wake up. Oklahoma play tomorrow, nigga.
Shit, nigga. Man, I love y'all, dog. Thank y'all for watching the show. It's really appreciative. All the love I've been receiving this last week of us just reposting the show and things like that. It really means a lot. And then, sometimes it's having conversations with people when I'm out and about, and they're like, man, we watching the pod and stuff. Yeah. So that really means a lot. This is our passion. We everyday guys. Okay. We got jobs, we got families, we got shit we gotta do. And
we're not fucking stat nerds. Them we watch football over here. Them stats don't tell them stats and all them. Yeah, don't come listening to this podcast expecting to get that shit over here.
The eye test. It's all about the eye test, brother.
We watch. But yeah, as Ryan said, man, all the since we started, since we picked up the pot, all the love we've been watching, all the shares and the comments and everything, like really enjoy it, bro. Keep it. Like I say it all the time, bro. Keep it coming. Anything that y'all. If y'all want to hear us talk about something, any teams or whatever y'all want to put it in the comments. We have no problem, answering people's requests.
Mm-hmm. Just let a nigga know, man.
That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. But as always, man, if you have made it this far in the episode, please make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. You can go follow us on TikTok at 2Ps in a Pod. You can follow us on Instagram, 2Ps Pod. I ain't gonna give y'all the social media handles because you motherfuckers are stalkerish.
I don't post nothing on there. I'll be posting funny shit or sports shit.
Same. I'm the same. I'm right there with you.
You look all you want shit. It's that boring. Yes, on purpose.
Yes. I make boring. I go to work and I come home. And now since it's football season, I'm going to work, coming home, watching football.
That's what it's about, man.
Yeah, that's one thing. That's one of the things I love about football season, bro. That shit it bring Because during summertime, during summertime, everybody on vacations but
Yeah.
during football season, it's bro time.
Yeah.
That's bro time.
Yeah.
That's when that's how we bond.
Time go back, shit get slow motion. It
Yeah.
feel like okay, damn, we still in this year. All right, cool.
Yeah, we got more, we got shit to look forward to every fucking week, Saturday and Sunday. Instead of it, the day out, as much as we love summer, just being a football fan, bro. Sometimes in the summertime, days just feel like they be dragging. But as always, brother, I'm gonna get up here. I'm gonna get this shit uploaded. I'm gonna get it edited and uploaded, and it'll be up. I can start doing my, posting the videos, the TikTok, and we're gonna keep this thing rolling, man.
Yes,
AFC,
sir.
AFC and NFC North next week, brother. I know you can't wait.
Ooh, no, I know you can't wait.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Ooh.
I got some shit to talk about.
Appreciate y'all. Really, it
Fuck.
means a lot. This is very fun to be back.
Yes, it is.
And y'all have a good one and be safe. God bless.
Yes, sir. You guys be safe this weekend and whatever you do. And as always, man, we love y'all. Ryan, I love you, brother.
Always.
Boomer out.
Sooner.